Marriage in the West is doomed. I will explain to you in solid, logical, realistic terms why that is true. You see, in the older days of our grandmothers and maybe some mothers, and in present day normal countries where these feminism and archaic, atrocious divorce laws do not exist, a marriage really is a promise from a man to a woman that I will take care of you. I will take care of you financially. I will provide you with a home. I will provide security and finances and parenting for the children. And you do your role and I'll do mine. This is a normal marriage, normal. And she is, for the most part, dependent on the husband financially because she is taking care of raising the children. And if you think that's old-fashioned and backward thinking and that children don't need mother and a babysitter and a TV and a computer will do in lieu of an actual mother being there raising them, then honestly, I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you if you think that's progressive, where 99% of the progressives are actually extremely regressive. But that's another story, another video, and for another day. In the present day, women have these economic opportunities where they are right. They don't need a man in terms of financial support. Many times, of course, they divorce the man that they married for security reasons, and they take enough money from him that really for the rest of their life, considering the alimony and child support and all that, they're set. They really don't need a man need meaning they don't need him for the next meal to survive. They, of course, need him in other ways. They will always need him till the end of time. So, you see, when that element is taken away, it's like to make you understand as a man, imagine you're working for some reason, and imagine that you've got $120 million cash in the bank, and your boss is, making demands on you that you don't like. He says, oh, for example, instead of 8 o'clock, you got to come in at 7:30, and I want you to also do this extra job. If you got that much money in the bank, it's always in the back of your mind to say, you know what, F you. I quit. I'm leaving right now. And that's equivalent to how women are feeling right now in the West, under the divorce laws in the West, and because of the economic opportunities that they have. At the slightest dissatisfaction, be it sexual, be it financial, be it attitude of the man, be it the way he likes to decorate the house, be it how much he likes to spend with his friends, be it how little he likes to spend with her friends and time with her, etc., etc., etc. 1,000,001 reasons. At the slightest dislike, she's not economically or in any other way dependent on him, So she says, I want a divorce. That's it. End of the road. And your misery as a man starts right there. And it really rarely ends. So that's why marriage in the West is doomed. Because women, given the economic opportunities that they have, which has really basically done them more harm than good in the long run, they don't need money for their next meal, but they'll end up lonely for the rest of their life or in miserable, unhappy situations because they always think there's a greener pasture out there. And so marriage in the West is doomed because of these reasons, because that covenant, if you will, that pact is no longer there, where the man plays the man's role and woman plays the woman's role. Here, the women want to play the man's role and the woman's role, and it never works. It never works. Like I've said before in many of my other videos, and like anyone should know with a sane mind, that going against nature, you will always lose. There's a 100% probability that you will lose every single time when you fight nature. And women are fighting nature in the West by going against the nature, by playing a man's role instead of a woman's role, and then becoming unattractive. That's why you see so many men escaping to other countries where at least women are still more feminine, they act softer, they look up to the man, they respect the man, they respect the role of the man versus the role of the woman. This has nothing to do with being subservient or being backward or anything like that. This has to do with playing the right roles in life. You know, you cannot be one thing and then act like something else. It just never works. It never works. This is why marriages in the West are doomed. 50% divorce rate is one of the biggest lies that the media has perpetrated on us, like many, many, many other lies that they say in all aspects of everything. Remember, when you're listening to the media, you're listening to someone's point of view and someone's intention on how they want you to think. It's not actually the news. Outside of a date and time, and even that sometimes is questionable, but outside of date and time, every single word you hear in any kind of a media situation is biased. You can quote me on that one. So this was my point, that marriage in the West is doomed because that pact that existed between the man and the woman, a promise for the man to do his part and a woman to do her part, that's all out the window with the feminism and the economic opportunities women have in the West, which in the long run hurts them more than it helps them, and the atrocious divorce laws that exist in the West and in some Far Eastern countries like Japan and things like that. So that 50% divorce rate is such a lie. First of all, it's more like 60% in actual divorce. And then they're not counting the ones who are miserably staying in marriages because the pain of turning everything upside down is higher than the pain of staying and suffering. And then they are not counting those who live together and then they decide to part. So it's much more like 85 to 90%. People that are in happy, serene relationships, and in those cases it's because he does what he wants, she does what she wants, and they get together only to do the things they want to do mutually. This was a hard-hitting video, but 100% fact, 100% truth, and 100% reflection of the current reality of marriage in the West. I'm on my way again overseas. I'll see you on the other side.